We begin tonight with the woman many Americans consider the most famous Australian of them all. It's not Nicole, it's not Kate, it's a multi-talented Grammy winner who, until recently, had spent a decade in virtual hiding. But now, Helen Reddy, the woman behind the iconic anthem I Am Woman, is back. And in the US, they can't get enough of her. Brian Seymour reports from Hollywood.
I had one chance. I was going into the studio and I had one chance, one single, two sides, that was it.
Miss Helen Reddy.
I am woman, hear me roar, numbers too big to ignore. If I have to, I can face anything.
41 years after this song erupted across the globe, these schoolgirls sing it to the woman who wrote it for their grandmother's generation.
I am strong, strong, I am invincible, invincible, I am woman.
Tonight in West Hollywood, it is Helen Reddy Day, marked with a rare special issue US Postal Service postmark to commemorate the anniversary of women in America getting the vote and the Australian woman who inspired millions to use it.
I am woman, watch me grow, see me standing toe to toe, as I spread my loving arms across the land.
I'm very grateful for the support.
Los Angeles Postmaster General Al Santos was on hand to reveal the postmark, already highly sought after by collectors in the US.
It's a special day, it's a special event. It doesn't happen that often, believe it or not. And so it's very much an honor. It's an honor for us, the Postal Service.
After a self-imposed 10-year hiatus, Helen Reddy is stepping back into the spotlight she once dominated like no other.
And I always knew I was going to go to America and I knew I was going to be a star. I didn't know how it was going to happen quite, but I knew that was what was going to happen.
Her earliest memories from the age of 4 are of performing on stage in Melbourne with her parents in the Australian vaudeville circuit.
I was a plant in the audience. My father would say, is there a little girl, little boy out there like to come up here and sing with me? And, you know, up I would go and I'd sing the song, at the end of which he'd say, oh, that was very, very good. You've never seen me before, have you, little girl? And I'd say, no, Daddy. And then off into the wings where Mum was waiting.
At 17, just as Reddy expected to launch her career internationally, she fell critically ill with intense kidney pain.
But I was in agony, and they took me to the doctors, and the kidney had to go. It was very bad.
From Sydney, Helen Reddy.
Reddy competed on television show Bandstand and won a trip to New York and a supposed record deal.
What advice do you have for Australian pop singers trying to make the big time, as you've done?
Get out of Australia.
At 25, with her 3-year-old daughter and just $230, she arrived in New York only to be told there was no contract. 5 years of hard graft finally paid off when a song she conceived and co-wrote swept across the globe.
I am woman, watch me grow, see me standing toe to toe.
I sang the song 19 times on television. And that's what gave it the exposure, and that was what made women turn to radio and say, why don't you play that song?
I saw a young lady come up to you last night and say, I heard that when I was 17 and it's had a big impact on my life and I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, I get a lot of that. That's nice.
Helen Reddy became the first Australian to win a Grammy Award.
And I would like to thank God because she makes everything possible.
I'm out on a limb.
She then became the first Australian to chart 3 US #1s in a single year, the first winner of the American Music Awards Most Popular Female Vocalist, and the first Australian to host her own primetime variety show on US television, nurturing new talent including Joan Rivers, Albert Brooks and Barry Manilow.
Being able to bring acts on that people have not seen in prime time, that gave me a thrill.
when more than 200,000 pro-abortion campaigners converged in Washington in 1989 to celebrate a landmark victory for women's rights, Helen Reddy stood before them, on the spot where Martin Luther King had led another movement nearly 30 years earlier.
I don't think in terms of stardom and fame. I think in terms of, am I enjoying what I'm doing?
In 2001, Reddy decided to move back to Australia and live quietly, almost anonymously, in a little flat overlooking Sydney Harbour. Now, she is returning to the stage, to her fans, and to her first love.
Well, I'm still doing stuff in the same key, which is, or keys, I should say, which is kind of strange. But my voice has not changed that much.
I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman.
She's an icon, she's a superstar. We should be so proud of her tremendous achievements, but really we've kind of ignored her. I think it's a disgrace.
Show business commentator Craig Bennett believes it's time Australia recognised Helen Reddy as the breakthrough international artist who paved the way for all others to follow.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if those that run the Logie said, wow, let's embrace the magic of Helen Reddy and have her as a special guest?
But I do love what I do.
So do we. Can't wait to see you
Thank
in
you
Australia.
very, very much. That's a lovely thing for you to say.
And we're told that Australian tour is a real possibility. Let's hope so.